All right, big dog, we live. As always,
What up?
chat, let us know how the audio sounds. Glittery bubbles in the chat right now. Let us know how the audio sound. Make sure we sound good when we start. I'm unmuted. You are unmuted. Yeah, I think we good. Got a couple things to talk about. Some good old Keith Lee mess. Some other
Yeah.
stuff. Some slight college football news. I gotta finally do a behind the cape for the first time in like weeks. We got some stuff to talk about. Jason Worsner says the audio is fine. So shoot, I'm ready to start whenever you are. You ready? You got all your doves and L's together? I know you had a birthday week.
Yeah, man. It was good.
Man, it's
work,
been
good week at work. Birthday on Monday.
Oh yeah.
Can't
You
complain.
started the new job. Okay, look at you.
Can't complain.
Look at you coming up in the world.
Yeah, but I'm ready to rock.
Bet. Well, let's get right into it. W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. You provided yours last week first, so I guess that means I got to go first this week. All right. Off with some hip hop news. You know I like to talk hip hop, so why not? And for me, let's talk about some albums that might be coming out in 2024. Well, first album.
Some albums that might be coming out in 2024. That what kind of setup?
Well, first album is definitely coming out. I think Schoolboy Q dropping Blue Lips. I am excited. I'm ready for it. TDE is finally releasing albums. Well, I mean, they released SZA's album last year, but they finally get into it, man. And this is one of the albums that I've been looking most forward to. I wasn't crazy about Crash Talk during the pandemic, but it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't great. So I'm ready to see if he's back to, Oxymoron and Blank Face LP, Schoolboy Q. I'm ready for the capital H's. You know what I mean? I'm ready for it. I gotta give a big dub.
No, I'm here for Schoolboy Q always. I agree with you. I wasn't really too keen on the shit that came out over the pandemic, but enough for reputation there to keep me excited. So yeah. Bring me some Schoolboy. Bring me some Top Dog.
For sure. Let's see here real quick. Let me see if I can fix this real quick before I get into my next one. I think you got a little bit of background noise. Oh,
I do.
I think you got a little bit of background noise. It's like a little scratchy, a little bit.
Ooh.
I'm trying to see if I can't give a.
They said the audio was awesome.
They did, but then they said your. Then they said your mic is less than perfect. Less than perfect. I think they can hear you, but it's like a little. Let's see, noise.
Well, I'm officially putting in my request to upgrade to StreamYard because it sounded great on.
We don't have StreamYard. We use OBS.
Yeah, you heard what I said. Said what I said.
Yikes. Anyway, let us know if that sounds better. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next thing. So, I told you I was talking about 2 anticipated albums potentially. But before I get into it, are you aware that the Rock Nation brunch for this year was canceled?
Because they couldn't invite Diddy?
I don't think it had anything to do with Diddy. And if I'm being honest,
like they didn't want to send nobody to tell Diddy that he couldn't come. So instead of him being disinvited, they was just like, fuck it, we just gonna shut the whole brunch down. And that way we ain't gotta deal with it.
Shutting the entire brunch down for somebody who's going through the things that Diddy is going through is nuts. Absolutely
Nah,
crazy.
it's so that you didn't have to sacrifice nobody to go up to his house and tell him he can't come. Because if he sees somebody from Rock Nation calling him, he gonna already know what's up. He gonna dodge some calls. You gotta go. You gotta pull up on him. But then who the fuck wants to pull up on Diddy right now, knowing what we know? You know what I'm saying? So
He might blow up your car.
yeah, we might as well just cancel the whole brunch. You feel me?
Sure. I don't think it has anything to do with Diddy. I'm gonna posit a different theory. I think Hove is dropping an album. I think Hove is dropping a 2024 album. And the only thing that I can find that says any different is Rock Nation is apparently saying this is news to us. But other than that, you cancel the Rock Nation brunch because you're like, I don't want to do the Grammys this year. Next year,
doing those in general, like just like in real life, like not on a special occasion or like, oh, we want to get a Jay-Z album, like just like as a regular thing. Can we just stop doing these random gatherings of rich black people all together for us to gawk at because we don't get shit from it? Them niggas don't go there and fundraise. Them niggas don't go in there and be like, all right, we open up this school next week. Them niggas don't go in there and be like, all right, y'all, we about to go campaign for reparations. Now that we got all these powerful, rich black people in one room, we're going to coalesce and come up with a plan for reparations or anything. Like, nothing good for us ever comes out of any of those fuckery meetups, right? Whether it's the black people leading them or it's the handsy-grabby movie execs who like to be really, really close to young, up-and-coming stars and athletes and whatnot. It don't matter. Nothing good ever comes out of any of that shit for us. So, like, can we just let's silently retire the Rock Nation brunch? Let's just do it. We don't gotta do it no more.
sure.
For what? We gotta do that shit for?
For the Instagram pics. Duh.
Fuck them pictures.
Who doesn't want to see?
Pictures.
Who doesn't want to see Meek Mill and DJ Khaled next to the next hot black actress, flicking it up? You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to see that?
Don't give a shit.
But
Don't give a shit.
it's been canceled this year, so you don't have to worry about it. And I think it's because Hove is dropping an album this year.
Oh well.
And I don't know what I'm gonna get out of it. You could get another
Nothing.
444.
You have to re-download Tidal. That's what you're gonna get out of it.
I'm not re-downloading Tidal. I'm not. No.
Quick 3-month subscription to Tidal.
Shout out to Black Business, but I'm not re-downloading Tidal. I am not. I will not. I refuse to.
A resubscription to Tidal. That's what it's gonna get you.
I barely want to keep Apple Music or Spotify. Like, I don't want to keep any of them. I'd rather just. Sometimes I'd be like YouTube, just whatever. I'm just gonna find it on YouTube. That's just me.
Yeah, I ain't that old yet. I still got Apple Music.
I have Apple Music. I'm just saying.
I listen to all
Sometimes I don't even want to deal with that.
Oh, music on the YouTubes.
No.
That's how I get my. Let me show you something. No, you over there paying for that Apple Music. Let me show you something here on my phone.
I literally have Apple Music still. I'm just saying I don't want to have to go through it.
Right here, and then you hit search. It'll even let you talk to it. Hit the microphone. YouTube. Find music.
You talking and you just turned 41. Anyway, on to my next topic.
YouTube. Find music.
On to my next topic. Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about anymore. By the way, yo, Jason in the chat said just have him bring it close to his mouth. Pause. He's talking about your mic.
Yo. Type that. No, I ain't anybody give you no reprieve for the pause. You type that up, look at it, and hit enter. I feel assaulted.
But he said pause. He paused himself. That don't count.
I feel affronted. Nope. I'm
That's
calling
crazy.
YouTube, y'all got human resources? I need to make a report.
Antoine Johnson said P. Diddy pushing up on the guests too hard, telling guys they look nice in them jeans, trying to take them shopping.
I take them shopping. Why you don't never come to my birthday parties, man? You was at my birthday party last week, but nah, why we on party? You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Anyway, and he also told me don't feel bad about using YouTube because, hey, it's so much easier. I can just search and it's right there.
I know, man. It's very
friendly,
especially for our aging generation.
Bro, you are 40. You just turned 41. Stop it.
I'm glad it's good for you.
Stop it. Well, anyway, on to my next dub, my last dub, which is going to make you upset. I got to give a dub to OG Walt. OG Walt is out here securing the DB recruits for Ohio State like it's nothing. Naeem offered, bro, come on, bro. Sanchez, 2025, 2 of the top DBs. Did you just mute yourself?
No, I think you can hear me.
Whatever, bro. Anyway, that boy is dominating. BIA is back, baby. BIA is back. Bryce West, Aaron Scott.
How can you explain to me how you can regain a designation that's supposed to be for on-field play in the offseason? Please explain it for me again, how that works. So, like, you weren't BIA at the end of last season. We haven't played any football, but you BIA now. It's just foreign to me because that's just not how my type of football works. How does that work?
Well, let me reply with this. Do you think Denzel Burke is going to be a first-round pick?
I don't know. No clue.
No clue.
I think if he was a first-round pick this year, he'd be gone.
No, because a lot of them have returned despite being potential.
No. Hear me. I think there's maybe there's one guy who would have went in the first round who came back to two. Tyleik Williams and JT Tuimoloau probably would have went first round.
Okay.
Probably. Okay. I'm not even guaranteeing that. But I'd say maybe they sneak into the first round. Denzel Burke is not a
no, because I would say guaranteed
draft pick.
Maybe not.
If he was a day one draft pick, he'd be in the draft this year.
I would say
different. You don't give up that type of money.
I would say different positions.
Had a first round grade, he'd be gone.
Different positions, but I feel like he has just as good of a chance as JJ. JJ has a slight chance, but it's not solidified.
I think JJ will be one of the first 3 quarterbacks taken, but that's me, and there's a whole bunch of bias on that.
Okay, hold on. Caleb Williams, Drake May, for sure.
JJ McCarthy.
And then JJ McCarthy after that?
Imagine watching. First of all,
or dropping out. Anyway.
Anyway,
all right. I'm gonna record it. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much it.
I don't know.
Pretty much it, but yeah, no. I mean, I think for sure he's a top 3 quarterback in this draft. But we talking about Denzel Burke and we talking about Tim Walton in the DBs. Again, guy, I think highly rated players has never really been the problem. It hasn't been the problem the last couple of years. And for me, I don't. Maybe I missed one of the recruiting classes where y'all are outside of the top 10. But getting good players has never really been a problem for Ohio State when y'all were beating us and when y'all weren't beating us.
Okay.
I just don't really feel like, far be it on me, y'all do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. Whatever you think is best.
Because Antoine Johnson.
From my perspective, if I was trying to beat Michigan, I would be focused on trenches. I would be focused on offensive linemen. I'd be focused on defensive linemen. I'd be focused on linebackers. I'd be focused on things that help me run the ball and help me stop the run. And unless you're going to be corner blitzing every damn play, having 6 top-flight corners who are eventually just going to transfer out like they did this past offseason if you lose to Michigan again, what does it do for you? How many 4- and 5-star DBs did y'all lose this offseason? You're essentially retooling the guys that y'all lost after y'all lost to Missouri.
Guys who weren't already starting,
right? They weren't
getting
playing.
Really PT.
They weren't starting. They weren't playing. But then again, why should I be so excited about the young guys you're recruiting now if the young guys who were just on the roster already weren't playing? Are you all of a sudden going to start playing freshmen out of nowhere? The same coach, same coach that let all those guys that just dipped not play.
They just played Germ.
Now going to change his ways and start playing them early.
Jermaine Matthews is a true freshman. They just played him a lot during the last season.
I'm talking about the guys that left. I'm not talking about anybody who's still in the roster.
But I'm talking about a true freshman as opposed to maybe some of the sophomores that didn't really pan out. But regardless,
you had I was gonna say that was one guy who popped and got some playing time.
But regardless,
And that was mostly due to injuries. It wasn't like they did it by choice. It wasn't like they elevated my man and gave him some PT. I watched a lot of y'all's games. Y'all don't rotate all like that. It would have been Burke and Hancock, except Hancock was hurt.
And Igbinosun.
Right? So now we need somebody else to play.
And Igbinosun is a true sophomore, I believe.
Igbinosun, you had Igbinosun, but he was playing one of those safety spots. He wasn't playing out. He wasn't playing boundary or field corner.
But here's my thing. So you just mentioned the fact that, we always focus on DBs and wide receivers. Well, first of all, we didn't have a lot of when we had a bad defense, we didn't have a lot of depth at DB. In fact, our only good DB really was Denzel Burke a couple years ago.
When is this?
Not last year, but a couple years ago.
Sure.
And our defense was shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, so obviously adding a lot of depth to our DB room, which was needed, is a great move. Plus, it's an easy position for us to recruit because who doesn't want to play against the top receivers in the nation? It's a very easy position for us to recruit. So he has to execute. So I'm giving him the dub for that. But finally, you and Antoine Johnson do bring up the fact that we need trench players. Well, I'm looking at the 2024 commitment list. I see 5-star Edric Houston. I see 4-star Deontay Armstrong, 4-star Devontae Armstrong, 4-star Gabe Van Sickle, 4-star Ian Moore, offensive and defensive lineman. So, it's not like we're not doing our job on that end as well.
The only one of them players that you came on to the podcast to talk about after they committed was Edric Houston. The only one.
The other ones.
The only one out of those players that you have come to talk about in celebration after they committed has been Edric Houston.
The other ones.
So don't try to tell me now
early on.
They
committed early on.
We recruit great offensive linemen and we recruit great defensive linemen. Fam, what is going on with Cade McDonald? Where he at? Where Cade McDonald at? Is he going to play this year? Is he going to contribute? Is he going to do anything? What about your boy Luke Montgomery? The guy who
Luke Montgomery has a good chance to start this year.
He could have started this year, but didn't start. But now he's going to start this year.
He might. He might start.
Portal a tackle. He might. When is he going to be for sure?
He could. Even if we got somebody in the portal, that doesn't mean that he wouldn't start.
Okay. Point is, okay. Listen to the difference, right? Michigan has to replace 5 offensive linemen.
Sure.
Right? All 5 of their starting offensive linemen. You ready? Here we go. Either Raheem Anderson or Greg Crippen at center. Right guard will be Giovanni El Hadi. Right tackle, we don't know. Over on the other side, left tackle, probably it'll be Big Miles Hinton. Left guard will probably be Ben Percy or Andrew Gentry, Zach Gentry's little brother. So we have one spot to fill out on an offensive line that just lost 5 NFL draftees. I'm going to go ahead and predict it. They haven't been drafted yet, but I'm going to predict that all 5 of them offensive linemen, plus Trente Jones, all get drafted. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We already got them looked because most of those guys have already played. And they've come in case of injury, and they've shown that they can do it at a high level already. We're not hoping and wishing and praying that a guy will take a step in his junior year to solidify our offensive line. We're not on a hope and a wish and a prayer, right? That's the difference. That's depth versus ratings.
Well,
that's
I think we also have
in December and January versus actual depth that you've seen play.
I think we're building depth. We're building depth. Okay, well, it takes time to do so.
Let them play, and then I'll say something. When I see them play, then I'll give credit. The guys that I just talked about, all of them have played. All of them have had starts.
But every single one of our linemen have played, except Luke Montgomery, except potentially Luke Montgomery. The rest of the line has played. And McLaughlin played for Bama, not Ohio State. But the rest of them have played.
Right. Yeah.
But they've all been starters.
Okay.
No, don't you dare say you saw him on one game against y'all.
Okay.
He can't have a bad game.
It's not like we didn't hear Herb Street and Fowler talking about how that was a thing for him all year with the snaps. And that's just the snaps. Like, when I talk about Suggs McLaughlin, I'm not just talking about him throwing errant snaps, which is terrible, but also he was getting rocked. He was getting wrecked, and the two guys that were wrecking him are coming back to school. So, like, I just, Quinshon Judkins is a good pickup. Caleb Downs is an unworldly pickup.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's all really, really good. You had good
Say Will
safeties
Howard.
last year. You had a good linebacker.
Say
You had
Will
good
Howard.
running backs last year.
Will Howard is a great pickup.
Okay, if you believe so.
You a
If
hater.
you think so,
You a hater.
know for sure that Will Howard's going to beat out Devin Brown. And y'all shouldn't want that either. A 2 or 3 year starter at fucking Kansas State should not walk into Ohio State and be the guy who's been in the program for 3 years. That is not what should happen. It should not happen. Especially a guy who's middling as it is. It ain't like he's going out there throwing for 4,000 yards a season.
I hear you.
He's a 2,800 yard passer at
Well,
his best.
At Kansas State with no
At his
weapons
best.
versus with weapons.
Damn. Okay.
But regardless, I
Okay.
hear you. I hear
Chase
you.
Patterson did less at Ole Miss than Will Howard did at Kansas State.
I hear that. But the biggest problem with Devin Brown now is potentially the fact that he's very injury prone. Potentially.
Okay.
And maybe he's not
I'm
consistent.
I'm not explaining a quarterback situation for y'all. Y'all figure it out.
I'm explaining
I'm just
it.
saying, for a guy to come in, to walk in from goddamn Kansas State and be better than anybody that y'all got on the roster, not to mention somebody's transferring. If not, two people are transferring.
I can see one.
I mean,
And I don't-
see two.
I don't know if it's going to be Devin Brown.
Because if DB loses the starting job, you think he's staying next year?
I mean, it's the end of eligibility for Howard. So,
You just picked up Julian Sand.
yeah.
But why would I do that? You just brought in a guy to pass me up this year, so why would I trust that you're not going to do that again
Well,
next year?
the argument is in a perfect world, which I'm not saying this is going to happen, but in a perfect world, everybody's one and done. You'll have to deal with one transfer because Sand and Nolan are going to be in the same class.
That's what about Kyle McCord, and that,
Right.
like,
No.
again,
That's what I said. Like, it's
No.
not, it might not, it's probably not going to happen, but in a perfect world, that would equal one transfer because Sand and Nolan are in the same class.
it's definitely going to be two. And I think right now the most likely candidate is DB or Kleenholz because they seem to be the odd man out. With
Sure.
People assuming that it's going to be Will Howard to start this year. Then you look at the young guys, Julian Sand and Aaron Nolan in the same class. Like, why? For what? Like, for what?
Because why wouldn't you?
Like, why?
Are you saying that Michigan wouldn't take that problem? You wouldn't take two 5-star quarterbacks to duke it out?
No. I didn't say don't take two 5-star quarterbacks, but in the same class. You try to give yourself a chance to retain the guys with the idea of what you just pitched. If all of y'all go one and done, you could all have your year. But if you bring in two guys in 2025, you're basically telling both of those guys, one of y'all gone. Like, one of y'all have to leave.
Sure, but you know what the thing is? For right now, at least, the if I look at both of them, neither one of them want to leave right now. Both of them have the dog in them to compete.
They haven't started playing yet, Josh. They haven't thrown.
I'm talking about they're not going to leave this year. Neither one of them is leaving this year.
It's very easy to be confident when you haven't even played spring ball, right? They
Sure.
haven't had a chance to pick a favorite. They haven't had a chance to fall out of favor with a coach. Nothing has happened yet. So, yeah, why would you? Why would you be afraid? Devin Brown is probably still confident. Literally, nothing has happened yet.
For all I know,
the minute that the hierarchy starts to show itself, guys are going to flee.
For all I know, Bill O'Brien is going to call Aaron Nolan the N-word tomorrow, and he's going to transfer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know for sure, but like, for now, I'm very optimistic about the situation that we have there. Also,
are y'all keeping Bill O'Brien?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? It seems that he doesn't really care about the job.
When he supposed to be on a press conference the other day, that he canceled or some shit like that?
It seemed like everybody's saying like, oh, he doesn't want the job, but then Boston College is like, yeah, he's in our top 3, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we bring up
Okay.
Chip Kelly to be our OC though.
Chip Kelly want to go back to the league. He want to go back to the NFL.
We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, last thing I wanted to address that you had said is the reason I didn't talk about any of those offensive linemen is because they committed very early before we were like on the new channel. So like,
Yeah, the
a little different.
Armstrong twins
A little
was
different.
the one talking big shit to Ben Roebuck, and both of them lost their 4-star. Looking at a couple 3-stars down there.
No,
Some of the best in
no.
Ohio.
What? Deontay and Devontae are both still 4-stars. Or no, I think one of them might have lost their 3-star or 4th-star.
Yeah, not a,
But the other one didn't.
the same thing that y'all said about Jayden Davis. He's not a consensus 5-star anymore. Only Rivals ranks him as a 5.
Cap. Composite 4-star, okay. And this is easy. Get rid of the V. They're both 4-star composite.
Let me see. Hold on, who's that?
This is Deontay. And then
I have to trust you because I can't see none of that shit.
oh, hold on. That better? Can you see it now? Zoomed in.
Yeah, I got you, dog.
All right.
I got you.
4-star. You see that? Oh wait, is it?
24/7.
You see it?
24/7 has him as a composite. Anyways, it is y'all. If they show out and they help your offensive line, y'all got offensive line depth, then great. None of this matters. Is the point I'm getting at? It doesn't matter. Like it really doesn't. Like there's always this narrative for y'all in the offseason to build y'all up to be these world beaters. It does not matter. Line it up in November, the weekend after Thanksgiving, and prove it, bro. Because here's the thing. The pressure is not on us anymore. We did it. We climbed the mountain. We got to the pinnacle. We got a rookie head coach now. We got a rookie head coach. We lost
And a
our
new
defensive
quarterback.
coordinator. We lost our strength coach.
And
We
your
lost
star running back.
all these guys on offense. Nobody expects us to do anything. Josh Pate is back on his Michigan hate train. He expects Michigan to fall off.
You've got a hard
Everybody
schedule.
expects Michigan to fall off. Right. So if we fuck around and go 11 and if we're at the end of the season at 10-1 at the Ohio State game,
Then you're losing the second one,
that
and
is
you're going 10 and
that is
2.
a complete. No. Anyways, if we're 10-1, when we come to play y'all in the horseshoe next
And
year,
Columbus, yeah.
we will have overachieved. We will have
Oh
overachieved.
yeah. I got y'all for 2 or 3 losses this season.
If we end the season at 11-1 after coming back off of a national championship, and y'all said we was all dead in the water after losing Harbaugh, losing Herbert, and losing Minter, and losing JJ and Blake, and all the other people you lost, we either down and out or we not. So choose right now. We
You
either
guys-
a good team
you
that's
guys-
good, or we're not.
You guys are a 2, maybe 3 loss team fighting for a 12th seed.
Okay. Right. Well,
You're losing to
to
Texas and you're losing to us. You're losing to Texas and you're losing to us.
Okay.
I don't think that's even a bad thing with the team that you're going to have, the new team that you're going to have.
Man, I just wanted you to put the stamp on it and say it.
I just
I
did.
don't even know who our quarterback is yet. I am not in the I'm not in the habit of putting my cart before my horse like Ohio State fans. Y'all think y'all already won a national championship because y'all killed the portal. I, on the other hand, am going to wait and see how the team
I didn't
shakes
say
out,
that
and then
either.
I'll give my preseason prediction like I do every year.
Sure.
You're already preseason predicting. You preseason predicting in February.
I'm preseason predicting y'all. I didn't say what Ohio State was
Right,
going to be.
in February.
Oh, sure. Way too early,
But-
obviously,
but-
but
but-
we know that.
Or be it on me.
The way you look now with a supposed Alex Orgy and Don connection in the backfield,
Mm-hmm.
but you are returning. Well, you got Khalil Mullins too. The way I see it now, just based off the schedule, Texas was a playoff team last year, and you're losing to us. That's
Why is it assumed again that Texas is going to beat us? Because what?
just because they're a playoff team. They're returning a lot of people. Not everybody though. Are they getting
Right.
Sweat back? Or did he go to the draft?
What happened to our defense? Did our defense just like fall off the face of the earth?
I didn't say you guys were going to be. 2 losses is not bad, especially considering the circumstances.
I'm saying, how is Texas supposedly like? Are we just going to like turn the ball over a lot on offense, or like how is that going to happen? How is it going to actualize?
So then
itself?
they have
going to walk up and down the field with us. They couldn't do that against Washington. So why would they be able to do that against us?
So then it'll be your or their offense versus your defense. That would be the game.
Right. Okay. And you think Texas wins that? Based off of what you've seen out of this,
it'll be a close game. It'll be a good game.
With everybody coming back except for Mike Sainristil. I'm sorry, everybody except for Mike Sainristil, Junior Colson, and Mike Barrett. Everybody else is coming back. We replaced Mike Barrett with the number 1 linebacker in the.
You guys got a great defensive line.
We bring back Ernest Hausman. We bring back Kenneth Grant, Rayshawn Benny, Mason Graham, Will Johnson coming back. All them guys, Keon Sabb, Makari Page, Rod Moore, all those guys coming back. So Texas just gonna walk up and down the field on them. That's what
I didn't say walk up the field on them, but they're a good offense. They're solid. If you guys are solid, then they're a solid offense.
All right, we should move on.
We should, because we've been on college football for quite a bit. But I'm not assuming Michigan's offense will be bad, Antoine Johnson. I'm just saying I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And if it is Alex Orji and Donovan Edwards, what does that offense even look like? It's not like you guys were as good at run blocking.
Like West Virginia in 2005. Sounds like Pat White and Steve Slayton is what it sounded like to me.
But your run blocking took a dip a little bit last year. And you got a new offensive line.
It looked fine against
But that was one game.
It looked fine against y'all. It looked fine against Washington.
But it didn't the entire season.
It looked great.
And you guys got a tougher season this year.
Josh, we won a national championship running the football mainly. Why did it need to look good the entire season?
No. You definitely passed more this year than you did either of the previous 2 years. Or 3 of the 3 years, you passed way more.
Majority of the time.
You did, but did it not take a dip?
We passed the ball more than we did in previous years, but we are still a primary running team. So just because it looks bad against Maryland, or it looked bad versus Penn State, or it looked bad versus Purdue, or whoever the hell else you think it looked bad,
so then it looked bad against well, actually, no. I wouldn't even say some of the best defenses. Some of the better teams, but not some of the better defenses. Penn State is at least one of the better defenses you faced last year.
Penn State, Iowa, Ohio State, Alabama. Those are 4 of the top 5 defenses in the country.
And you don't have your star running back.
No, you keep shifting all over the fucking place for me.
How am I shifting?
How
am I shifting? I'm adding. I'm simply adding to the situation.
Or not? Were we bad? Were we a bad running team?
I never said you were bad. I said the run blocking specifically took a dip.
Did we run block well versus good running team, good run defense teams?
Not all the time. Penn State.
We ran the ball 32 times against Penn State. How was that not running the ball good? We kept the ball from them the entire second half. We ran it 32 times in a row.
For how much?
Was that not running it well?
For how much?
Over 200 yards.
Okay. All right.
It doesn't matter how much. Why
it does. You can run the ball 32 times and it's not effective.
How is it effective if we won the game? We had hindsight. We know how it played out. We saw what happened. We beat them by 10. We won it by running the ball over and over and over again. I'd say that's pretty fucking effective.
We'll see. I got to get off of it. But no. Did your run blocking not take a dip? You said so yourself last season.
It did not look great at certain points of the season.
That's all I said.
I can't say it took a dip because we didn't win a national championship in the other years that it looked better during the regular season.
But because you opened
great during the regular season in the years that we lost in the playoffs, but then looked like shit in the playoff games.
But you opened up a different part of your offense.
You would rather it look great for 13 games and then terrible in the 14th, and then you lose and you go home. But then if you look great in 7 out of the 14, but the 7 that you got were the best games of the season, That's not good enough for you.
But you opened up a different part of your offense this year than you had the other 2 years. Did you not?
Okay, I didn't.
Not even saying all the games,
What does it
but
mean?
even if you did take a dip in run blocking, that doesn't mean your entire offense is terrible. I'm just saying your run blocking specifically did take a dip from the previous 2 years.
I didn't.
That's
see
all.
I didn't see it.
I gotta find the clip. You said it.
I didn't see it.
You agreed before, but okay.
Having hindsight, seeing the entire season, seeing what we did versus the best defenses in the country, we had no problem running the ball. We didn't have a problem running the ball against y'all. We didn't have a problem running the ball against Iowa. We didn't have a problem running the ball against Penn State or Alabama. I don't care how they ran the ball against East Carolina. I really don't give a shit how they ran the ball against
Wasn't
Michigan State.
talking about East Carolina.
I don't care.
Or Michigan State.
Those are the games that we were talking about. Those are the games in the
Overall,
where it didn't look well. The games where we needed it, they showed up. Period. There's no getting around it. Period. We held the ball for 8 minutes versus y'all. The run game looked pretty damn good.
and you still almost lost that game, save for a Kyle McCord interception.
I don't want to hear almost lost. Almost only counts in hand grenades. Y'all almost won a Big Ten championship.
But your run blocking wasn't. But your run blocking wasn't the thing that saved you. The pick was the thing that saved him.
That doesn't make any sense. Let's move on.
That makes perfect sense.
That makes zero sense.
That makes perfect
Holding
sense.
the ball, running it for 8 minutes means that your run blocking saved you. That's exactly what it means. Let's move on.
The defense is what saved you. But anyway, all right.
No, keeping the ball from you for 8 minutes in the fourth quarter is what won the game. Defense didn't say shit.
But if he throws a touchdown instead of a pick,
Mary at the end of the game.
but if he throws a touchdown instead of a pick, we win the game.
He threw a pick on a last-minute drive with no timeouts because y'all were in desperation mode. We had already scored the go-ahead touchdown. You have to score to win a football game, right?
Yes, my point.
Right? Okay. Period. Quit trying to convolute it.
That was my
We
point.
ran
That was my point.
We ran your face into the dirt for an entire quarter, and then we pitched you the ball back and said, here, do something with it.
But
And
your
he couldn't.
defense
Ball
did it.
game. Ball game.
Your
That's running
defense
game, that's
executed.
offensive line.
Your defense executed.
Okay. This is why y'all going to lose again. Because Ryan
Cap,
Day
you
thinks
don't
he's
even
back.
believe that. You know your team is trash now. Anyway, all right. My next L, my first L, goes to, and I don't know how to say her last name because this is just bullshit right here. Kristen Juszczyk is a wife of 49ers fullback Kyle Juszczyk. And she went out here in the last game wearing like a jacket and this shit with a bunch of different logos from the NFL. Nice, very nice, very nicely put together. But I seem to recognize pants or bottoms with a bunch of NFL patches. Seems familiar. Seems like something that, I don't know, black people have done before. NFL patches, NBA patches. But those people, varsity jackets, jeans, I've seen shoes with them on it, fake Air Force Ones with them on it. I don't want to see Taylor Swift. Anyway, that seems very familiar. It's not like it's her idea. You've seen black people wear this before, but it's her that gets the okay from the NFL to, hey, keep designing more with our NFL patches on it. Trash. And I'm not going to call this appropriation because maybe she didn't know that black people did this before, but this is definitely deserving of an L, especially for the NFL to be out here like, yeah, this is a great idea. We should sell this more. Not fucking with it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't give a shit.
I don't like that. That's definitely a thing that black people did for a solid few years during right before the Jerboad era. Right before we was wearing Jerboads.
It's not 2004 anymore. Nobody dresses like this, so I really don't give a shit. I don't care.
I don't like it.
I'm more offended by them appropriating the fade. That's what I'm upset about.
Oh, the Travis Kelce haircut?
No, that doesn't exist. And I'm mad he hasn't come out and made no Instagram post, no tweet, no nothing, being like, hey, y'all, listen, I did not invent this haircut. Like, come on, Travis, you got to stop some of this madness around you and this woman.
Give me the
Like,
Travis
you
Kelce.
You were gonna like, okay? Does it come with the widow's peak? Is that like part of the Travis Kelce?
I want you to do my hair like Travis Kelce. Give me my beard.
Be a rash of white boys walking around with fades.
Well, just wait until Travis Kelce decides to start putting on do-rags, and then he's going to have 360 waves, and then waves are going to be the Travis Kelce.
I'm asleep. It's funny how well it works, too. You just have to be white, number one, do something that black people do, number two, and then just claim it as your own. And those are the only steps. This is beautiful.
For sure.
What I'm saying? They do it with bonnets. They do it with hairstyles. They do it with words. They do it with food. They do it with words. I already said words, but like slang terms. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. It's just, you just do it one time where no one has ever seen you do it before, especially in your community, and you just claim it.
For
and then
sure.
It's yours.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Travis Kelce now. Deal with it.
Taylor Swift about to remix Swag Surfing, apparently.
No, and I hate the fact that they were like, yeah, you should do it. No.
Yeah, remix that shit. They trying to get paid. I'm not mad.
Paid as hell.
I'm not mad. That's that payola. But boy, I swear to God, we just need to stop renting out the culture, man.
Yeah, that shit's
stop leasing the culture because niggas are not making payments.
Facts.
Okay.
Well, Taylor Swift would be.
Is delinquent like hell.
She would have to. Now, Travis Kelce and his haircut, there's no payments there. But I don't know. We'll see. We're not getting reparations from this. It's kind of crazy.
You're not getting reparations.
Glittery Bubble says he got a lot of that swag from his last girlfriend / fiance who was a sister. Good point. Good point. Good point. Or because he's from Cincy.
Or he's from he went to school in Cincinnati. I would have thought they picked some of that up there too. But I agree. He was with the shorty for a minute who, she's a little cuckoo. So I don't necessarily blame him for not staying there. But to do the whole 180 and get the girl next door is a little nuts, I guess.
He was in Cincy.
But
said
also, I don't care.
He's one of those white guys who were like, I can get a haircut anywhere. Stopped into a black person's barber shop and was like, yes, see what you can do about this one. Gave him a fade, and now that's his signature style.
And that's his cut forever.
His black girlfriend said she liked it, and then it's good.
Wait till he puts a couple LBs on, grows the hair out a little bit, and he start looking like Jason Kelce. He start dressing like Jason Kelce.
He had the. I'm surprised nobody's mentioned this. He had that trash ass mustache for a little bit.
The little porn stash.
Whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, if that's what you want to call that.
I wasn't fucking with that.
This
Bro,
is.
He looked like the dude from American History X.
This is straight up 70s cop stash. Like
skinhead.
You know what I mean? Nation. You feel me? Like, this is nuts. And there's no real fade here. Yeah, this whole thing is trash. Fuck this.
Yeah, that guy right there says it with the hard ER for sure.
Facts. Sooner or later, white girls will say they invented booty shorts. Yo. White girls already claim booty shorts. They call it Daisy Dukes, is what Glittery Bubble said.
Just like the Kardashians invented big lips and cornrows.
I mean, they did.
I'm saying?
They did.
Clearly.
Kylie Jenner definitely invented big lips on women. That's where that came from.
And Kim Kardashian invented cornrows.
Yeah. Yep. Facts. Anyway, moving on. This situation pissed me off, and we talked about this a little earlier. Shakur Stevenson, noted boxer from Newark, New Jersey, said that he officially retired from the sport of boxing despite being so young, and then just to hear that he's really just waiting on a specific fight, then he'll unofficially unretire or whatever.
Did that nigga retire because Tank won't fight him?
That's what it sounds like. He's waiting on a specific fight.
Because Tank won't fight you.
Let me see if I can find an article.
But you know what, though? You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, you know why it's not such a crazy proposition? Because Floyd did the same thing to Manny. He held him out through all his prime years, through his best years in boxing. Waited till he got slept a couple times, and then called him up. Right? Like, yeah, Floyd was still in maybe the back half of his prime, but you could tell Manny had lost a step by then by the time they actually fought. So if I'm Shakur Stevens, I'm like, I'm not about to keep fighting all of these contenders. I am the contender. I'm the contender. There is no other besides me. Fight me, or other than Haney. You can go fight Haney if you want to, but I'm not going to fight Haney until you fight him. You go fight Haney first. I want you. I want the chance. I've beaten everybody else. I'm going to fight you. And if you keep making me take these nothing fights because we be close to a deal, right? We be close to having an agreement on a fight, and then you back out or you ask for more money or you do this, you do that. Now I got to fight whoever available. I'm not about to keep taking these nothing-ass filler fights, wasting my prime on
Which
that.
he does.
I'm a contender. I'm owed my shot. Owed my shot. Fight me. Or I'll sit down and wait on you. I understand it a little bit more now. Yeah, now I get it. Because Floyd did that same shit with many fighters. He got Canelo when he was a baby and never fought him again. He got Pacquiao after he was already done. I think he was already done. He got De La Hoya when he was old. He got Sugar Shane. Sugar Shane was trying to put some money, but Sugar Shane was older.
Yeah.
He got everybody at the right time. I'm not going to let you be strategic about when you fight me. Fight me.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. I can't tell if this article, because I'm reading it while also listening to your points, but I can't tell if it's saying he wants to fight Garcia or Lomachenko. I can't tell.
Man, he could fight them. He could fight them next week. He ain't waiting on no Lomo fight.
That's what I'm like, Lomachenko.
He ain't waiting on Loma or Ryan Garcia. Yeah, I didn't watch. Hold on, I feel like I don't watch. I know I watched Tank beat him up.
Tank just beat him last year.
Did Haney fight him?
Garcia? Yeah.
Did he?
Hold on.
I know I've seen Garcia get beat up twice. I can't remember who the second person was.
Wasn't it right before
but
Tank?
Was definitely one of them. Maybe.
I don't know. I remember what you're talking about though. But yeah, no, it's definitely Tank, because Tank was last year, wasn't it? Early last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with him. But it seems like he's already found his unretiring plan 6 days after retiring.
Retire because Loma won't fight you? What the hell are you talking about? Offer that nigga a ham sandwich so y'all fight.
Facts. All right, you ready to talk about this this Keith Lee situation?
Sure. Yeah, let's get into it.
So there's a lot of videos, and I don't know if we should go through all of them for context reasons, but there's obviously the original video, and then there's the girl responding, and then there's Keith Lee responding. Your choice. Should we go through all of them? It's like 10 minutes. It's like 10 minutes of video.
I got caught up in it. I was watching the braiding lady, the lady that was braiding outside earlier, trying to get her background story. I kind of heard Keith Lee's explanation. I don't even really feel like I need to listen to the truck lady. But for context, I'll listen to her. So let's listen to the women, because I've heard Keith Lee's explanation. Honestly, he doesn't need to give an explanation.
I didn't pull her, the actual CEO or whatever. I didn't pull her, the chef, I should say. I didn't pull her video up. But I was going to pull... Obviously, he said their food was good, and then he went back up to the truck. And I guess we can listen to what he said. All right, he says, I see y'all giving out haircuts and doing braids. You clearly see she acknowledges, like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody's hair for free. Did not acknowledge whether or not he was already doing it for free, but I'm going to give him $1,000 so that he can do haircuts for free. We wanted to give the girl $1,000 for doing braids, and we want to tip her $2,000. So she gets $2,000 out of the deal, and then the other two get $1,000 each. Seems like a pretty noble thing for that to happen, right? But apparently, according to, now I don't know if she was braiding, but her brother was the barber. This is, what's her name? Cheryl Hodge. She was the one that kind of brought this whole thing to light, because apparently her brother was the barber, and I think she was helping the lady. And he'll explain that in his response as to why specifically he did everything through the credit card. Damn it.
What's up, y'all? I've been how we
Damn, what
a
a
lot of y'all know yesterday I got to meet Keith Lee.
You should hear it now.
Congratulations. I'm still humbled by the
What
experience.
a fumble.
I
Oh,
muted
they
it
couldn't
during.
hear nothing?
No,
What a loser.
I muted. I think during one of the other parts. Anyway,
I really appreciate you.
Oh,
But now
brother, this guy stinks.
well, this part is already self-explanatory. It had the captions and everything. They can read that.
Dan
Anyway.
comes in. A lot of y'all was on my live when he said this.
I see y'all giving out haircuts.
My little brother, yeah.
He wants to leave $1,000 to the barber so he can cut everybody.
Oh, that's my little brother. He went to go pick up my baby brother from school.
We want to leave you $1,000 to do
He over-explaining.
And granted, everything was cool, right? Me being me and thinking everybody else is going to have the same genuine heart as me, I charged him $4,000 on his car, meaning all the money went to the food truck in hopes that she would do what she needed to do, right?
He explains why he did that on the card.
Everything had died down, mind you. On top of him tipping $4,000, this man left an extra $886 to feed everybody else that was coming, right? Right. But this is where she went wrong. I'm in the truck, mind you. I'm a worker. This is your business, so I'm doing what you say. She tell me after this person, which is a third person, that you got to start charging again.
So the man pays almost $1,000 extra on top of the $4,000 for everybody to pay for people behind him. And after the third person, the owner said, "Nah, start charging people again." $1,000. There's no way you went through 1,000 people and after the first 3 people. You're being greedy already.
Now it's one thing when he say I'm leaving this for free, and for somebody to come and order like one of everything on the menu and try to get both desserts and drinks and shit. Like, yeah, you can put a limit on that. But if this man left you almost $1,000, why the fuck did you stop handing free food out after the third person?
You're being greedy.
Make it make sense. So, all right, everything was cool. It was time to close down. You know, my friend done ran to the store. He helping his mom. He coming out his pocket with his own money. And I looked at her and I was like, so Keith Lee literally just spent $5,200 with you. She was like, girl, I know. I'm so excited. Like, before I got on here, I was broke. And before y'all come for me talking about don't be releasing no personal information, it got personal when you played with my baby brother. So everything was cool, calm, and collect, right? She told me, she said, look, I just want to let you know it'll be about a day or two before you guys get your money. I work with Square. I've been running my business for the past 4 years with Square, so I know exactly how it works.
Makes
If
sense.
You've been running this business for years. Your money gonna clear the next day, correct? So this
Sometimes it doesn't clear the next day. I want to be perfectly honest about that. Sometimes it takes 2 days, but regardless, it should take a couple of days for it to process at the very least.
morning we got up. Mind you, I'm thinking I gotta go back to help her because yesterday you ain't have nobody that wanted to work for you. You get what I'm saying? So my friend had me come and help you, and then my brother was really only out there, but you somehow trying to make it seem like my brother was giving free haircuts when he was posting flyers with his prices on them. Come on. So then I wake up today, people hit me up talking about we want to make your menus, we want to make your flyers, da-da-da-da-da. My main thing was I'm not the face of this company. You get what I'm saying? I'm not the face of this company, but I can put you in contact. If you go through my comment section, you will definitely see where I'm tagging her business over and over and over because people thought it was my shit. So I hit her this morning, was like, Kim, you have workers today? Also, there's a guy who's wanted to do your menu and flyers for you, so I'm sending him your number. Who is this? Sherelle. Yes.
She tried to play stupid and say, "Who is this?" That's nuts.
Who
First
is
of
this? hey, motherfucker, I can see all of the trail of messages talking about who is this. My nigga, scroll up.
That's crazy. First of all, and then
Hey,
so
the who is this really fucked me up because I can really see the messages up there. Like,
yeah,
nigga, ain't no fucking way.
you're
Who are you
lying.
talking to?
You're capping right now.
That's why people get pulled up on. That's exactly why.
Facts. So basically,
Disrespect.
she asked again if the money cleared, And she even says, like, you can keep the money for me. Like, there was supposed to be $1,000. I think she's the one that braided hair. So you can keep the $1,000 for me. But, like, my brother needs this $1,000. So, like, can you give him his money? So all she has to give up is $1,000. She had already scammed people for the money that Keith Lee paid for the people behind.
Ooh, right.
And she gets to keep an extra $1,000 now, but she's keeping everybody's fucking money apparently. So all of that has basically caused her a negative blessing because she's fucking the bag up for sure. And Keith Lee responds.
To be honest, there's not much to talk about, but there are a few conflated and confused things that's going around about the situation. So let's talk about them. 3 days ago, me and my family went to Sweetly Seasoned Food Truck. Number one, nobody had any idea we was coming. They found out we was in Dallas like everybody else found out we was in Dallas because we was posting videos in Dallas. So in hopes of us coming, they had t-shirts made and they was on live all day. So me and my family wasn't in cahoots with none of this. We was all under the impression that they were a team and this was a normal routine for them. The barber being there, the braider being there, family being there, a lot of people being there. This is our first time here. We are customers. We have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Number two, I was never under the impression that haircuts was free. Again, my family was watching a lot.
So he knows.
We knew that he was cutting hair for $40. So when we walked up and I said I want to get $1,000 to the barber to do free haircuts and $1,000 to the braider to braid hair, it was because in the original video, the son said it was slow due to marketing. That's marketing. God willingly, after we post the video, there will be a line out the door. If there's a line out the door and there's a barber and a braider doing hair while people are waiting, that's marketing. So again, it's in the hood. You play some music, you cutting hair, you braiding hair, y'all all sitting out, y'all having fun. It's a parking lot barbecue. So again, we don't know the behind the scenes if they knew each other, if they did know each other. And the reason why I didn't pay everybody individually, the interaction that you see looked longer than what it was. It was really only like a 5-minute interaction. Within that 5 minutes, 30 to 40 people pulled up. They was pulling up in droves. That parking lot was getting deep, fast. And for me and my family safety in general, I don't never carry cash around. And 9 times out of 10, if we tip, we always do it through the POS system. And even if we wanted to do it a different way, Zelle and Apple Pay wasn't an option because it was 4 or 5 people at the same time on live. So for safety reasons, they wouldn't be able to say their phone numbers or their personal information out loud. And as far as them taking my phone and putting their number in on Zelle themselves, I wouldn't hand my personal phone to nobody. So the POS system was the option that made the most sense. I've learned through this journey.
So there you go. So he basically explains to everybody why he chose through that POS system, which makes perfect sense. Obviously, nobody wants to give out their information for a Zelle or Apple Pay, and then any other way would be too complicated.
That sometimes it's deeper than the food, it's deeper than the marketing, it's deeper than the customer service, and this is one of those cases, in my opinion. Sweetly Seasoned got a lot to figure out, and I thank God in advance that they do figure it out. The last thing I'm gonna touch on is the son is misconstruing something that I said, and I don't appreciate it. After I said out loud in detail what we deemed the money to be used towards, I also said y'all can divvy it out how y'all feel necessary. Meaning, after the money hits, because it's a POS system, it don't hit the same day. Y'all can send it out through Apple Pay, through Zelle, through Cash App, through check, through cash. However y'all feel necessary to spread it amongst the team. I thought and I still think that that's a very clear statement, but it's being misconstrued, in my opinion, intentionally misconstrued, that I said and the mom and the son can say who get the money and who don't get the money.
So basically, this is the son trying to, again, misconstrue what he said. Not Trey trying to say Keith Lee told his mama to, yeah. All right.
So Keith Lee did tell her to distribute the money how she felt necessary.
It's not what he said.
That. Regardless of what's going on,
No,
behind the scenes,
nigga.
I felt on my heart to do what we did. So for the mom to go on the back end and disregard where my heart was at and what I felt like God was telling me to do in that moment and distribute the money how she felt necessary is 100% wrong in my opinion. I see the memes and I see the jokes, but I am not in the business of shutting businesses down. Her actions did not sit right with y'all and her customer base. That resulted in the situation that she in today. We just ate the food and left a tip. Pray in advance that everybody in the situation stays safe. That's my biggest concern. Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Ain't no
Y'all
way.
have an amazing day.
Ain't no way. I walked up and I told you, give $1,000 to the braider. You take a tip of $2,000. Give $1,000 to the barber. Those are specific figures. Why the fuck would I then mean, oh, well, if you want to just keep all $5,200 of it, you can. What are you talking about?
That makes no sense. But
I specifically told you where to put this money. How you distribute it is up to you. You can pocket it and take some cash out and do it all that way. You can Cash App it, you can Zelle it, Apple Pay, whatever you got.
yeah,
But the one thing is in my wallet. That's not what I asked. That's not what and I would have gave this to you for. Why would you do that anyway? Like, why would that be your defense? Imagine a nigga came up to you and blessed you with all that money to share, and your defense for not sharing is, I don't have to.
I don't have to. I'm gonna keep all of it.
Jesus Christ. Super villain. Absolute
Facts.
super villain.
Facts. So she is obviously seeing her come up. It's obviously the social media backlash has been crazy. So much so that if you look at her page, her Google page, I don't even know if it's up anymore, but it had a shit ton of 1-star reviews. So many 1-star reviews that people were actually going to the wrong Sweetly Season and going to Season Street Food and leaving 1-star reviews. The owner of this establishment is a shady individual. Give them people the money. It's the wrong restaurant. So people had to correct that. But that's how much backlash she's getting. And it's, apparently, if you look at it, it says Sweetly Seasoned LLC is permanently closed, or whenever it was up, it said that. And now she's going under like All-in-One LLC or something, All-in-One Catering LLC or some shit. She had to change her fucking name. That's what the fuck she gets. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, man. Imagine being greedy over $5,000. Now you got to come up with a whole new business name.
And you could have kept 3,000 of it, at least. The 2,000 was for you. The 1,000 was for the girl. You already conned people.
Give 1,000 to the braider. Give 1,000 to the barber. You was coming out with more money than both of them combined.
All you had to do was divvy up 1,000 of the cash you got. Right? You already cheated people out of their food.
Out of the food, like, yeah, damn. If I was the fourth nigga in line, I'd been like, no, fuck no. I heard him say it was free.
That's absolutely crazy, and she deserves whatever negative blessing she's getting, or whatever the opposite of a blessing is. So, yeah, that's that. Last thing I want to touch on real quick. RIP to Carl Weathers.
Oh.
Insanely great actor. Obviously played numerous roles. Some I had to go back and even think about. I forgot about the fact that he was the It's All in the Hips guy from not Little Nicky,
Happy
from
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Apollo
He was
Creed,
also
obviously.
Action Jackson.
Action Jackson, yep.
He was also in Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
He was also, of course, Apollo Creed in the original Rocky franchise.
Facts.
Carl Weathers was an actor. Most recently, he was in The Mandalorian.
I saw that. Yeah, I didn't know he was in The Mandalorian.
I didn't know he was a former NFL linebacker.
Didn't know that either. I saw that on here for the Raiders, I think.
Yeah,
For a couple years.
Played in the NFL.
A lot of those guys are
looking at
actors.
you.
Or a lot of those guys, sometimes they get out of football after a year. Terry Crews, low key.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't fuck with him, but he was in the NFL.
Okay, Crews.
Facts. But yeah, no. RIP to a legend for sure. But that is that's all I got. That's on you.
All right, so let's start it fast and furious. You want to go to the bookmarks? And
we'll do that.
Pull up that Issa Rae post for me, please.
Issa Rae.
This was a fantastic quote. Fantastic quote. I always love it when people are honest and just very, very forthcoming with their statements. Variety. Yes, Miss Issa Rae, and I cannot read that on the screen, so I'm gonna read it.
Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in.
Dang, okay, yeah, there it is. I've never seen Hollywood this scared and clueless at the mercy of Wall Street. Boy, because we're gonna work all the way through the statement. I'm sorry, but there aren't a lot of smart executives anymore, Ray says. Now these conglomerate leaders are also making the decisions about Hollywood. Y'all aren't creative people. Stick to the money. The people that are taking chances on platforms like TikTok, that's what's getting the eyeballs of the youth. So you're killing your own industry. Man, so much.
Facts.
So much.
Facts.
So much in this tweet. Let's start out with how scared and clueless Hollywood is at the mercy of Wall Street. What she's referring to is that when these producers are coming in with these concepts for these films, for these projects that they're pitching to the studios, they have an understanding of what is getting funded nowadays, right? The investors have a way of signaling what is going to be made, and then that gets picked up, and those are the roles that the top actors go for, and those are the themes that the top writers are writing for, and then you end up getting you get your script greenlit. Boom, bada bang. Scratch my back, scratch my back. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Right? This is how it kind of goes. What she's saying is that it has gotten to a point where the creatives have completely conceded the direction to the money, which is bonkers. Makes no sense. But it makes complete sense if you've been paying attention to what's been going on in Hollywood for the last 5 or 6 years or so. How even though the cries for something different are as loud as they possibly can be, the direction is still the direction. Still the same. Forge ahead. Force is female. The Wakanda forever. The Young Avengers. You know, whatever. She-Hulk season 2.
Gross.
Yeah, like, please God, no. But they're not listening to us. That's what she's saying. There aren't any smart executives anymore. I was never convinced that they were smart to begin with. You take a guy like Bob Iger, for example, right? Bob Iger is a titan in the entertainment industry. Name rings bells. You know what Bob Iger does best? Shops. He shops.
For sure.
He bought Pixar. He bought Lucasfilm. He bought Marvel. He's a great shopper. It ain't like he ponied up the cash out of his own pocket. He spent somebody else's dollar to acquire huge properties, huge companies under the Disney umbrella. What has he done with all those? Oh, let's not talk about that. Let's not. How has he perpetuated the growth of those? Oh, let's not talk about it. How has the viability of those companies went up or down since he's been more involved in the inner workings of how the companies go? Oh, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. But let's give him all the credit in the world. Let's allow him for buying it and think nothing of what he's done with it after the fact. That is what she's talking about. Leaders of conglomerates, David Zaslav. What did he ever do to make you think that he could point Warner Brothers in a positive direction? Before here, creatively, not what has he done for a company. Show business is different than any other kind of business there is. Still a bottom line, but it's a whole lot more in between.
So Bob Iger is Jimbo Fisher? Buys talent, but then doesn't do anything with it?
Jimbo Fisher won a national championship.
Not with what he bought at
Bob
Texas A&M.
Iger is Hugh Freeze.
Okay.
He's Hugh Freeze.
Okay. I'll give you that.
That's who he is. Or Lane Kiffin. Pick one. Lane Kiffin or Hugh Freeze. Either one. He's one of them.
I wouldn't want to be neither.
Let's see. Stick to the money. Yeah, I would agree. People that are taking chances on platforms like TikTok. It is really interesting to see how fast you can blow up on something like TikTok from just a genuine understanding of what your audience wants and how to play to it. I think of people like Bad Boy or Coach 30, right? Like, are not necessarily sports content creators in a traditional fashion, or what you would think of when you think of a sports content creator, but have found a way to introduce comedy into it and really have like an unlimited content well to draw from week to week of sports. Like that's just the easiest thing to recreate. And she's right. That's what's popping right now. Not these fuck-ass TV shows. Not these mini-series that y'all keep putting out. That's who's actually capturing millions of eyeballs with a free social media account. And here you are with every dollar in mainstream media at your disposal, and you're shit. This is an ether towards Kevin Feige. Basically just told him that Drewski is driving his nose in the dirt right now, and he need to get his weight up.
You're absolutely right, but saying Drewski specifically is
Bob
nuts.
Iger ether. Bob Iger, Kevin Feige ether right here.
Drewski is standing on entertainment business. Standing on entertainment business.
Thinking it up with y'all $1 million budget, and this nigga Drewski got a room, 2 bodyguards, and random people off the internet that just want to be in front of him, and he's killing it.
I mean, facts.
What have you done for me lately?
Not a damn thing.
Shout out to Issa Rae for that.
For sure.
Okay, so next up is going to be a dub for my boy Conscious Lee. We talked about the Houston Brick Lady last week. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, you just hated on him.
The fact that he was still doing his grifting act.
Sure.
But it seems that he has come from out under that rock that he's been hiding under. It's not in the marks.
Oh, okay.
It's not in the marks. Seems like he came out from underneath that rock that he was hiding under and apologized for how divisive his statements were, and stopped just shy of saying he was completely wrong about it the whole time. He stopped shy of it. He was, absolutely he was. But he did acknowledge that the way that he was continuously moving the goalposts and just being argumentative for the sake of being argumentative while not acknowledging the very wrong things that was going on in this situation was some bullshit. And he said that's not what he wanted to do. I'll take him at his word. I was taking him at his word before when he was talking all that horse shit. That's why I said he was full of shit. Now I'm taking him at his word and saying that he wants to be better.
That's all fair. I feel like what's wrong with saying I was wrong?
I was wrong, or I got duped. Like, how dumb did we look like we sitting over here trying to lead the national search for Carly Russell? Meanwhile, she chilling at home trying to get her main thing back. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like we look stupid. It was what it was, and it's okay because we were trying to be good and we were being honest people. We got honestly duped. But some people just can't do that, especially when you cash in the bag in off of it too. Like that's part of it. And that's the part that he won't say. The part that he won't say is that it was very lucrative content he was making around that Brick Lady.
Yeah.
No matter what side you took of it, if you was talking about it, it was popular. It was popular for just about everybody except for us.
Facts. I'll even give a person that's funny. Anyway, I'll even give a person a little bit of leeway if they say, like, look, I got some wrong information, and so based off of that, I said what I said, and therefore I was wrong. Like, you're not, I guess, taking full blame of it, but I mean, you're at least saying, like, look, like, this is the situation, and therefore I was wrong. Simple. Some people can't do it. Not in this day and era.
Where I want to go next here. Let's talk about Plies.
Plies? The homie Plies?
Yeah, we're gonna move over to my L's here.
L's? Why you get an L?
Oh, you haven't seen Plies' little rant about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and
No.
Democrats? Somebody got to teach these motherfuckers how to brag. Somebody tell Joe Biden how to brag. Student loan forgiveness. I teach you how to brag. The stock market doing way better underneath you than that motherfucker. Doing way better than you than it was under him. Unemployment way better than it was under him. These people making more money at the bottom than at the top. You don't know how to brag?
Bro,
You don't know how to brag?
what is this new media thing? Why can't I just search by post?
Who knows, bro?
X is trash. I want Twitter back. But anyway, no, that's nuts.
It's still Twitter, bro. It's always been Twitter. That might be it. Play it. Let's see. Is that the one you talking about Joe Biden and all that?
Hold on.
Hey, just quick, man. But I was going back and forth. last night. Well, one of the cats I knew. I ain't know the other one. He was just a homeboy of the dude that I knew. But it was, it was good fun. It wasn't nothing serious. But they would say, oh, man, I see a little political takes online, man. But when 45 was in office, boy, everybody was eating. Everybody had money, man. Come on, man. I say, bro, listen. Let's cut this foolishness out by everybody had money and everybody was eating. I say, bro, it was a crisis going on, bro. It was COVID. It was PPP loan money, bro. I said, man, don't you know millions of people had to die? People, mamas died, and daddies died, and sisters died, and brothers died, and uncles died, and aunties died, and granddaddies died, and grandparents died. Kids died. Bro, people lost a lot of loved ones. People lost their businesses. People lost everything. Just for some PPP loan to be allocated to different places. And the majority of it was stole by people that it wasn't even intended for. I ain't just talking about no black scammers, it's white scammers. I'm talking about scammers in general. So what you're telling me is you're cool with millions of more people dying and losing everything just so you to be able to steal some more fucking money? Bro, I'd rather hustle for mine. That's just me. And I understand that some people in this world is cool with their mamas, daddies, and kids dying.
But is all of that why we should vote for Joe Biden?
I'm just not
because of COVID.
So
why should I vote for Joe Biden?
That
COVID.
45 just woke up one morning and just knocked on the door and just blessed everybody. That's not what it was.
This ain't the one anyway. This is not the one. It was when he was more in defense of the Democratic Party, and it was just like. It was like he read the pamphlet and then made the video. It was like he got off the phone with somebody from the DNC. They was like, these are the points we want you to hit. Black unemployment, student loan forgiveness, inflation, and stock market. You hit all those points in your rent, we're going to be all right. We got 20,000 in your account, Flies. Can you do it for us? Now, mind you, there was a report out that they were putting out millions of dollars. This was 2 weeks ago. Millions of dollars to black content creators to try to help push Biden's candidacy. This was 2 weeks ago they made this report. Lord, now we got Plies getting back into his politics bag. Like, listen, man. Anybody, y'all can all vote for who you want to. Democrat, Republican, Tea Party, Libertarian. Don't matter. Vote for who you want to. But when you take in dollars to speak for some shit, right? And then you only have stepping as you're talking about it. I don't want to hear that. I don't want you to even come around me talking about it. I don't even want to hear nothing about. So your best swing at supporting Joe Biden is to tell us that inflation is up and that the stock market is doing great. Gas prices coming down.
Yeah.
You wanna know why gas prices is coming down, Plies? Since they didn't give you that part of the spiel in your talking points. The reason why gas prices are coming down is because the USA tapped into their reserves. So if any type of national calamity happens, similar to what happened when it was like 9/11, remember when everybody was going to get gas because they felt like we were under attack or some shit, or some sort of national weather crisis or anything like that, we're screwed. Because we tapping into the emergency gas. The break in case of emergency gas. But yes, enjoy $2.80 a gallon. Enjoy it.
People thinking that the president presses a button and all of a sudden gas prices come down is nuts.
Makes the prices go down. Like, I swear to God, man. Woo! When he's saying he didn't have to pay as much of his taxes this year because we paid it all. That's why he happy with Joe Biden. Joe Beasy about to cut him these 20 bands in his bank account after he posted his Instagram video. That's why he fuck with Joe Beasy. Why he talking about PPP loans. Who gives a shit? I don't care. If you actually got one of the PPP loans and you didn't go to jail, good on you. I don't care. Now, that's not a reason to go vote for Trump. That's a retarded mess. That's stupid. But I don't give a shit. I don't care about that. Where's the police reform bill that we were supposed to get?
Forgotten.
We got an Asian hate crime bill. We got legal protections versus discrimination in the workplace for homosexuals or people of the LGBTQ community.
That we did.
Where was our payment? Where was our get back for getting you elected? My man just went out here and won South Carolina. Just won it again. Boy, it must be fucking something to live in South Carolina and be black. And listen to Jim Clyburn and just vote for Joe Biden every 4 fucking years. Life must be fucking great in South Carolina. Y'all must be getting it done down south. Best place for a black man to live. Fucking South Carolina. Even though it goes Republican every election, year after year after year after year. Every presidential election, South Carolina goes red. But man, it must be something to be able to sit back and just listen to good old Jim Clyburn if you live in South Carolina.
Hey, I don't know if you missed it, but when you voted for Biden, he did something for black people. You got an extra stamp on your black card. You're black if you vote for Joe Biden.
Oh, I'm black because I voted for Biden.
So yeah, you got something for it.
Biden. I voted for Howie Green, whoever the Green Party candidate was.
Oh, so you didn't get a stamp on your black card.
That man said ain't no fucking way he was gonna get my vote. Ain't no way.
Also,
there's no way in hell either one of them was gonna get my vote.
Also, Kirk Franklin having a high pitched voice and becoming Plies is nuts. And also. And hiding his hairline. That's what he does. He makes his voice higher and hides his hairline and he becomes Plies. Anyway, also, I got to give an L also to the Breakfast Club for having Nikki Haley on the Breakfast Club. And they're going to have Kamala. So apparently I was wrong because I thought they were going to stop that bullshit, but they're not. So I got to give it
well, I expect the Kamala one to be a very interesting one because as far as paid celebrities, fawning over Democrats goes, Charlamagne has been one for a while. But it seems like he's a little bit disaffected because he, for some reason, kept expecting for people to do something for him in turn. He expected those favors to be, repaid in kind, and I don't think they ever have, and now he seems disaffected. So I think that interview with Kamala is going to be a must-see. Y'all thought Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp was going to be a must-see. That 15 to 20 minutes that Charlamagne gets with the Vice President of the United States will be must-see television, for sure. The last time that they spoke was that shit where he had his show, when his show was still on cable, and he pressed her then, during the midterm, around the time of the midterms.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we'll see.
Hey, buckle up.
We'll see.
Buckle up.
And to answer Chillmonger's questions about what's wrong with interviewing politicians, absolutely nothing. In fact, it's probably a good thing. It's who is interviewing the politicians.
Yeah, that's what it is. If you're going to interview politicians, you should be well-versed in what it is you're asking of the candidates. You should be well-versed in their histories, what their platforms are, and be able to press back on any type of shifty nature. Journalist's job is to hold power responsible. Right? It is never your responsibility to go in there and give a puff interview. So if you don't have the political acumen to control the interview and demand answers from the politician, I don't want you doing it. There's enough of those type of journalists within the political apparatus as it is. But when they finally break out of that box and they have to talk to a normal person, I don't want to hear you kissing ass like MSNBC.
Because it's dangerous and irresponsible. Especially when you hold the black culture as that's your thing. You're the voice for the black culture.
And you know what? Nikki Haley might have been the Republican nominee. I forgot who said that in the chat. Who was that?
William Moloch.
Moloch. Yeah. She might have been the Republican nominee, except she's stupid. She's dumb. What was the cause of the Civil War? I don't know. What do you want me to say is the cause of the Civil War? God damn, lady. What was the cause of the Civil War? I'm not sure what you want me to say. I'm embarrassed that you didn't say slavery. Well, obviously slavery. No, dummy. No. So she proved herself. I know. We'll see how long the money sticks behind her. But she had it. She had the donors. She had the super PACs. And that type of stuff matters, especially when you think about the longer this election goes, the more convictions Trump will have on his record. You know what I mean? Like if my man's is in jail, he can't accept the presidency.
Facts.
So.
Facts.
All right. We're moving on from flies on to Courtney Lenny's parents. If the name Courtney Lenny is not ringing any bells in your cerebellum there,
Is that
if you
the
remember
no?
the name,
You got it. You got it.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Is that the one that killed the African boyfriend?
Yes, Mr. Webinsala or Webinyala. Can't say his name. So it turns out she's got some new charges hitting her, along with her parents. They are being accused of withholding and moving his laptop from her apartment right after it happened. So there was already some funky shit going on with the aftermath of the killing. She said it happened in self-defense, but then she waited 14 minutes, called her mom, and did a whole bunch of other shit before she called the police, right? So no life-saving measures, nothing, right? She got caught hitting him in the elevator on the way up anyways. She was already in shit, already in hot shit. Now they are saying that her parents took the laptop and tried to access it, and then later ended up giving it up to the police.
Damn.
So they was just gonna clean this shit up. They was gonna try. If they couldn't clean it up, then they would, they were gonna go the self-defense route. They was gonna try to clean it up initially. That's what I'm taking from all that. But yes, her parents have been charged, and now she has another felony charge that she has to fight in court here. So, damn, Courtney.
Well, that's what her stupid white privilege head ass gets. Her parents think they can just wipe a murder away. That's some.
Yeah, we just gonna clean it up. Bring his cell phone and his laptop.
That is some white people
What
shit.
about the security footage in the elevator on my way up? Fuck.
Never had to clean up a murder scene ever in your life, and all of a sudden you think you can just do it. Okay.
Man,
niggas turn into ghosts out of nowhere.
So her mom gonna be in the same prison with her daughter. That's gonna be a first. And probably not a first.
No, probably not. Yeah.
Anyways. Oh shit!
Couldn't read your own writing?
No, I've read it. I just didn't know what I was talking about. I just put Vince.
I don't know which is better.
But you know where we're going with this, right?
I didn't even hear what you said.
I said Vince.
Ooh.
Vince. Yeah, boy. Murky water. Hey, trigger warning, if you have children around or if you are just generally squeamish, I would, well, don't break out because I want you to watch. Maybe just turn the volume down for a little bit while we have this conversation. So, I shout out to Bruce Rivers. He's a criminal lawyer, and he reacts to all the self-snitching. But I was watching him break down the court filings for the lawsuit that's going against Vince McMahon, something or another Laurinaitis. I don't know his first name, but he's a Laurinaitis. I just wanted to put that out there so that everybody knows that James Laurinaitis' brother is a diddler, and
I think it's his dad.
Very close with the head diddler.
It's not his dad?
No, it's his brother.
It's his brother. Okay.
His dad was part of the Road Warriors.
Yeah,
but his
I thought that was.
I
couldn't remember.
At WWE. No.
Well, that's not James Laurinaitis. Let's point out.
Well, we don't know what happened, right? He's a rich man. Maybe he shares with his brother. We don't know.
James is too busy on the recruiting trail for linebackers.
Nah, I know. I share with my brother. I will share with you.
James Laurinaitis knows nothing about this because he is a proud Ohio State man.
Now, don't put that on him. Now, let's not talk about what he knows.
He don't know shit.
Anyway, yes, folks. James Laurinaitis, former linebacker and Buckeye great,
has nothing to do with this.
with Vince McMahon, but damn, it gets so much worse than having sexy time with James Laurinaitis' brother. It gets so much worse than that. James Laurinaitis' brother.
Stop calling him that.
But man, okay, yes. There was accusations of rape. There were also, it was kind of similar to what Cassie was accusing Diddy of, only I was getting some strong cuck energy from what Vince McMahon was into. So like they had readouts of his text messages and what he was saying to this girl. Hold on, well, yeah.
Crazy.
It is absolutely nuts. You got the computer up. You see if you can find it. It was just like, yeah, I want you to have 3 BBCs, and then you can maybe take like 15 minutes off and get like 3 more, and then maybe we can invite some more people. You'll be a little bit roughed up, but you'll want more and more and more. And you'll have so much of their seed inside of you. It was getting very, very graphic. One of the oh yeah, here we go. Go ahead, put your Vince McMahon voice on.
I'm not putting my voice on. You just did it.
Zoom it in so I can read it.
It's an image. It's
I can try to be Vince.
Let's see.
It's probably not going. I'm not.
Yeah, it won't let me.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Anyways, the worst of the situations that I heard, that she was described by her, she was in a room with his personal trainer. It was Vince McMahon, his personal trainer, and her. Right? He makes her sit down and lay on her back, and takes a steaming pile on her head. Like a log on her head, and then makes her sit there with it in her hair until he finishes choking his chicken in front of his physical therapist.
Nuts. Oh, here's one. I think can you see that?
Okay. Yeah. Here we go.
All right, hold on.
Here we go. Your last picture. You need your panties ripped off, Jesus Christ, and 3 big black dinglings. I'll try to keep it PG. Pin on 3 holes at the same time. Way up your meow.
Look how he spells it. That's a weird way to spell it. It's French.
Way up your brown eye, far as they will go, but even farther. And the thickest rooster goes down your throat. So it makes you gag and convulse. Like, here's the problem that I have. Like, as you type in this, do you actually believe that the person receiving this text message likes all of this shit? Have you ever met a nymphomaniac wouldn't take this text? They would be offended. They'd be like, hey, listen, buddy, I know I have a sex addiction, but you gotta treat me like a human. At least a little bit. Like this feels like he's paying for phone sex. Like one of those texting apps where you can just talk to the women all day or whatever. That's what it feels like he's doing. Only he found this woman on the street and convinced her she was going to have a job at WWE behind all this. So
that just reminds me of a FD Signifier video that I watched about like just white men being like really into cucking themselves with black men.
Damn, I don't know what it is. Let's be honest. You know, you've all seen the damn porn category, but I think it's more than just like porn sites. I think there really is a thing with certain white men that they just like to see their women with other black dudes, and I really need somebody to understand, like, explain the psychology behind that for me. Like, what behind cuckery? What is cuckery? Let's take a deep dive into cuckery.
Let's not.
What is the mentality, Josh? Explain.
You're asking the wrong person because I am not a cook.
Provide me some insight, please. I want to be educated.
So from the outside looking in, as Chillmonger hates me to say, I would assume that, I don't know, they just have some kind of kink for shaming themselves, and they're just weirdly obsessed with black men because obviously black men are kings and should be looked at as such. So they have a inferiority complex. That's the best I can do.
Do you feel inferior or superior when you're watching?
Are you talking about me? Or when they are?
Ain't nobody else here, Josh.
I don't know what you're referring to. I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cuckery.
What is happening? What are you saying? What are you doing to me right now? Pause.
I'm just
You are
trying
making me out to
get-
be a cuck, and I am not a cuck.
I'm trying to get a recollection from an experience.
From the outside looking in, it seems as if they have an obsession, an unhealthy obsession with not even demasculating men. That's the weird thing. It's not demasculating them.
No, you are the one being demasculated.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't get it. But I am an
Oh,
alpha
and
male, so
apparently-
I wouldn't know.
But how can you be a cuck and an alpha male?
I'm
Can
not a
you be an
cuck.
alpha cuck?
Where are you?
Can you be an alpha cuck?
If I
Like,
am,
like you are the cuck that controls all of the other cucks?
I am a cuck in the sense that you're 41 years old. How about that?
I don't know how that makes any sense.
It makes
I don't-
perfect sense. I call you 41, and you
Oh,
try to
you're
say that I'm a
in the
cuck,
way that I'm 41, but I'm not actually 41.
and I am not a cuck. So there you go.
But you, never mind.
This entire thing is getting cut out from the W's and L section. Since you want to play games.
But no, yeah, no. This is a dirty boy. Apparently, he even used the poor girl as bait to try to get Brock Lesnar to come back. He would pee on her and then send videos to Brock Lesnar like, "Look, she'll do anything you want. She'll do anything you want." So, right now, we're gonna play a little game of Guess That Buyout. Amber Heard lied about rape, $15 million. Donald Trump raped and then defamed, $83 million. What do you get for doo-doo in the hair?
Okay, so I want to preface this by
What
saying
do
I
you
don't
get
know.
for pimper out to Brock Lesnar and James Laurinaitis' brother
Okay, so 15 million for Amber Heard,
for lying.
83 million for what was the other one?
$83 million for Trump. He raped a woman, lost that
Yeah,
civil
okay.
lawsuit, and then defamed her after it, and
Yeah.
then obviously got sued for that too.
Oh,
So that was $83 million for defaming her around the sexual assault. What do you get for sex trafficking in a civil suit where doo-doo was involved?
from a billionaire. Vince is a billionaire.
Pretty close if he ain't already got it.
65 million.
No, hell no. He's getting more than Trump.
More than Trump? It is more than Trump? Okay. Because I didn't know if the
Because-
extra things that Trump
Because
did.
Trump never,
added.
he didn't pimper out to other people. He didn't traffic her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Is it over? Is it over
one
9
thing to do
digits?
the assault.
100 million? Is it over 100 million?
I think so. I think she might fuck around, owe a piece. She might own a piece of WWE when all this shit is over.
Damn, that'd be crazy. That'd be worth it though. Oh, not worth it, but
Yeah,
that'd be deserving
Jeff Bezos lost half of Amazon in a divorce.
in a divorce. Yeah, no, that's
In a divorce, man. So he didn't doo-doo on anybody.
facts. He just
Amber
upgraded.
Heard doo-dooed on the bed. Vince doo-dooed on the head. Jeff Bezos ain't doo-doo on nobody and still lost $1 trillion.
Jeff Bezos did his duty as a billionaire and upgraded, and still had to lose part of the company. I'm just saying.
I feel like we probably shouldn't be this laughable about this situation.
No,
because it
we
really is
shouldn't.
sick.
You're absolutely right.
It's very sick. But I just, some white guys have very, very odd proclivities that when they come out, I can't unsee it. Like, I can't unsee Vince McMahon working his pecker for another dude after he just doo-dooed on a woman. Like, it's just crazy. Or, in his mind, somehow you and your old decrepit ass peeing on a woman is going to entice Brock Lesnar to wrestle again. And I want to know whether or not it did. I want to know the exact minute he sent him that fucking photo, and then whether or not Brock Lesnar returned to the ring. I want to know.
I got a question.
This shit is sick. How could you, James Laurinaitis' brother?
Stop it. Anyway, as a rich white man, how are you oppressing me, afraid of me, and also sexually obsessed with me? That's nuts. That's crazy.
Maybe one of those things has to do with the other two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the same type of relationship that exists between a grade school crush and maybe pulling your hair and running away. Well, I have an affinity for black male appendages, so I seek to have them locked up and imprisoned for my use at any time.
I don't know that line of thinking, so maybe that's
If you
possible.
want more information, you should read the ISIS papers by Dr. Francis Cress Resnick. Anyways, so yeah, that's Dirty Vince there. My last L is going out to state of it or the country, Israel. Another episode on this week of genocide and no basic human decency. So a week after they lost the case at the International Criminal Court, it was reported, I think by CNN, that they led an operation into one of the only still operational hospitals in Gaza, dressed as women, children, and nurses to execute believed Hamas members.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. All right, open fire in the middle of a hospital, one of the only operational hospitals left in Gaza, dressed up like women and nurses to get inside the building so that they can execute.
Damn shame.
No official word on whether or not they've proven those guys were Hamas. So it doesn't matter, right? Just move on. We'll just move on. So another human atrocity to throw into the pile. Never forget. Last thing. I guess we can talk about the SEC and the Big Ten getting ready to wrangle in college football. Before we start that, though, I did want to say I told y'all so. So, Florida with Jaden Rashada, Tennessee with Nico Mayava. Who else is getting investigated right now? I believe Florida State was getting their investigations, or they self-imposed some penalties. Colorado earlier this offseason self-imposed some recruiting violations. I wonder why. Because the long dick of the law is coming. And all of y'all are not going to sit up here and be like, no, you can't do nothing. Like, you can talk all this, the NCAA can't do shit if you want to. But when it's time for your university president, your athletic director, and the board of regents who decide all of these things to coalesce and decide whether or not they're going to fight it or just pay their fine and move on, that's when shit is really decided. So now, I'm just interested as to why we're not having all of it. Hell, even Iowa self-imposed some violations because they know that they're about to get called
with Caden
to the
Proctor.
table for
Yeah.
shit. They know. I think that this pairing between the SEC and the Big Ten is a preemptive move to try and curtail some of these death sentences that they're going to be handing out. They're not going to take on this many active cases for roughly the same kind of thing at once without a plan. And if they have a plan, you better bet your ass that somebody, whether it's the players, whether it's the conferences, whatever, somebody better get together and try to coalesce. Because this is going to be the last civil war of the NCAA. They are going to try and push and make hard violations on all these teams that are up right now. Tennessee, Florida, Colorado, Iowa, whoever. Whoever had a recruiting violation, whoever used NIL as a recruiting inducement is going to get called to the table. I wouldn't expect them to go any less hard on Michigan about their recruiting violations. But it's not of the same nature right now. That's not what they're trying to fix. They're trying to fix NIL. So, with that being the case, the two biggest conferences that are kind of leading college football right now have no choice but to meet them in the field on this, because if they don't, they'll railroad all of college football and set a new precedents for the next 10 to 15 years. They have to meet them head on right now, even if it means litigation from the conferences themselves, to make sure that this is the last breath of the NCAA.
Do you feel like, so you feel like this is a ploy for the NCAA to feign any kind of strength that they have?
Yeah, so whatever they are accusing Florida and Billy Napier or Miami and Mario Cristobal or Josh Heupel in Tennessee, whatever they are accusing them of, they have known about it for the last 3 years. I think they have allowed it, what I predicted they would do in the beginning of all this when NIL first became a thing. They are going to let this bubble get as big as it possibly can so that they have the most evidence to go forth and try to come down with the hammer, right? They will have all the leeway in the world when they finally do come down on one of these programs for NIL, because we've had 3-4 years of the entire college football world being totally turned on its head because of NIL. So they'll have and a whole while we're sitting up here talking like, what is the NCAA going to do? What is the NCAA going to do? What is the NCAA going to do? Well, they're getting ready to give you their last hurrah. Because if they can't come out of this now, if they can't come out with when